When I first moved into Maple Ridge, it felt like a postcard. Quiet mornings, coffee on the porch, and a breeze that smelled like pine and rain-washed asphalt. My neighbors waved as they passed, and I thought I'd finally escaped the noise of city living. The only sound that ever broke the calm was birdsong, or the gentle hum of my porch light at dusk. For a year, peace was routine. Bills came on time, everything worked, and life finally slowed to the rhythm I'd been chasing for years. Then, without warning, small things began to shift. My power meter started blinking at odd hours, my electric bill crept higher, and I could swear I heard footsteps near the garage at night. I brushed it off as paranoia, told myself it was just the wind. But deep down, I knew better. Peace rarely lasts long in neighborhoods ruled by HOA presidents. The first time Karen Peton called, her voice was syrupy sweet, the kind that hides a blade underneath. "Hi there, this is Karen from the HOA. I just wanted to talk about the community charging initiative." I told her I didn't have an electric car. She laughed lightly. "Oh, I know, but your outdoor outlets are so accessible. We thought maybe you'd volunteer a plug for our eco event." Volunteer. That word clanged in my head. "You mean let strangers use my power?" I asked. "Well, neighbors," she corrected, tone sharpening. "It's for the good of the community." I kept it polite. "Sorry, that's not possible." The silence that followed felt heavier than a slammed door. She ended with a smile I could hear through the phone. "Of course, but I hope you'll reconsider. We'd hate to think anyone wasn't contributing." That last line wasn't a request. It was a warning disguised as civility. Within days, flyers appeared in mailboxes. "Join our Green Power movement." My house was the only one with a red X printed over it. Cars began idling at my curb late at night. Someone even unplugged my porch camera. Then came the emails, anonymous, half-polite threats about selfish neighbors ruining community progress. My power bill doubled again. Each spike happened after midnight. I bought a small motion light and told myself I was imagining things, but the night I caught a reflection on my camera, a sleek white Tesla nosed up to my outlet. I realized I wasn't crazy. Someone had turned my property into her private charging station. Saturday morning, I woke to a knock and the smell of burned toast. Outside stood Karen, perfectly dressed, clipboard in hand, flanked by 2 HOA board members. "Morning," she chirped. "We're just confirming participation for the neighborhood sustainability drive." I didn't open the gate. I already declined. Her smile thinned. "Oh, this isn't about permission. It's about policy. The board voted that shared resources benefit everyone." She lifted a paper showing a map with power lines drawn across my property. "That's my private line," I said. "Technically connected to the grid," she countered, "which makes it community infrastructure." She slid an envelope through the gate, a formal notice requesting access for community charging. 7 days, she said, and left with a grin that didn't reach her eyes. I looked down at the envelope. It smelled faintly of printer ink and trouble. That night, I called Miles, my college roommate turned real estate attorney. "She's bluffing," he said after listening. "But she'll escalate. Document everything, emails, calls, any physical tampering, and install outlet locks and cameras now." I told him about the late-night spikes. "She's stealing power," he said flatly. "File a report if it continues. And don't confront her alone." His tone carried that lawyer calm I trusted more than anger. "Remember, Garrett, people like that don't stop because you ask. They stop because there's evidence." That night, I ordered cameras, locks, and the faint hope that logic might still matter. 2 mornings later, red spray paint screamed across my garage. "Stop hoarding power." The paint was fresh. The anger behind it was older. I filed a police report and printed screenshots of Karen's emails. Officer Brennan, the same calm type you hope answers your call, said, "Document everything. This pattern doesn't stay quiet." By evening, I had cameras watching every angle. At 12:47 a.m., the motion alert pinged. On the screen, Karen's Tesla idled beside my fence, an orange cord stretching from my locked outlet. She yanked, failed, and stomped away muttering. The next day, my bill jumped again. Someone had found another plug, one I hadn't locked yet. I installed the final device and left a bright sign under the porch light. Private power supply. Do not use. That night, the cameras caught her again, staring at it like it was a dare. Sunday morning, I woke to shouting. Through the window, I saw half the cul-de-sac gathered in my driveway. Karen at the front, phone camera raised like a badge. This neighbor, she declared, refuses to share electricity during our community event. Behind her, folding tables, coolers, extension cords, and a banner reading Tesla Eco Festival. 50 people stood there, phones out, recording. I stepped onto the porch. You're trespassing. Karen smiled for the cameras. We're celebrating clean energy. The community supports me. Someone plugged a cord into my porch outlet. The meter spiked. I yanked the plug free. Unplug that now. She snapped. You can't dictate what's communal. I can when I pay for it. The argument rose over the buzz of her portable speakers. Then, a crackle. Her Tesla's charger sputtered. Lights flickered, smoke coiled under the hood. Gasps. Call the cops, she shrieked. I already did, I said, showing my phone screen. The crowd scattered like startled birds, leaving Karen standing beside a smoking car and a very visible private power supply sign. Officer Brennan arrived within 10 minutes, the same calm voice now carrying authority. He inspected the outlet, the cord, the damaged charger, and my camera footage. Looks like she modified her own setup, he said quietly. Unsafe wiring caused the surge. You did nothing wrong. Karen protested, voice cracking. He sabotaged me. Brennan lifted a hand. Ma'am, you trespassed and tapped a private line. That's theft of service. You'll receive a citation. Her face went pale, then scarlet. Neighbors whispered behind phones that had stopped recording. The spectacle was over. The consequences were just beginning. By sunset, the story had hit the neighborhood chat, but the narrative twisted fast. Karen claimed I'd electrocuted her car. The HOA tried to defend her until Brennan's report surfaced. Illegal modification, unauthorized use, vandalism. She was fined, suspended as HOA president, and ordered to repay damages. Her supporters went quiet. My cameras kept rolling, now watching squirrels instead of scandals. Miles called, laughing softly. You didn't fry her Tesla, Garrett. She fried her own ego. For the first time in weeks, the porch light buzzed in peace. The neighborhood returned to normal. Barbecues, leaf blowers, no drama. Karen sold her house within a month. Sometimes I still glance at the outlet where it all began. Now sealed, quiet, innocent again. I learned that boundaries aren't cruelty. They're protection. You can be kind and firm, generous and guarded. Peace isn't free. It's defended. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Just document, stay calm, and let the truth flip the switch on its own.